Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're streaming from, and welcome to the Tableau Design Patterns webinar. Just as a sound checks, if you can hear me well, please comment in the chat. Feel free to use any language. I am able to speak both English and Russian. Also, if you're able to see my slides clearly, please comment in the chat so that we are all on the same page. While we wait for the remaining participants to join, I am also interested in knowing where you are from and in what area you work. Please comment in the chat and I will introduce myself afterwards. And as I said earlier, please also, if you feel free to write in Russian, I'm able to read a little bit of Russian as well. Now, my name is Francis Chemorion, and I'm an experienced business intelligence consultant at Analytica Plus. I design, create, analyze, and present data in a format that delivers analytical insights that show customer behavior, effective or ineffective marketing, vendor management opportunities, and other data opportunities as well. I also create accurate statistical forecasting models that predict future sales. I have had the opportunity to work in different industries such as the airline industry, the healthcare industry, FMCG, financial sector, and many more. And one thing that I find so common across these different industries is the repetition of the different design patterns. I'm still waiting for people to introduce themselves, so if you're able to hear my voice, I'm not sure you guys are able to hear my voice or even see my screen. Please write on the chat comments, and feel free to also write in Russian. I can see the junior analyst studying at university. Welcome to our webinar today. Anybody else? Please remember that you can always feel free to write in Russian. As much as this is an English webinar, don't feel shy to write any of your questions or your comments in Russian. Now, our company Analytica Plus has been a partner of Tableau software since 2012. Tableau is the leading BI solution today. It is especially loved by high-tech companies such as Avito, Yandex, Mail.ru, banks such as Tinkoff and MKB, development groups such as Etalon, PIK, pharmaceutical companies such as Bayer and Metria Medica, production holdings such as RAS AI and ChipTZ, and many others from various sectors of the economy. More and more leading companies are starting to use Tableau, and this creates a high demand of analysts who use this tool, and Tableau specialists are in very high demand. Now, in response to the market demand, a few years ago, Analytica Plus started teaching Tableau in the form of face-to-face 2-day workshops. Our trainers are renowned expert practitioners who help clients implement analytics, launch projects, and all trainers are Tableau certified. Over the past 6 years, we have trained over 1,000 people. Our experience and customer testimonials indicate the completed training significantly improves the return on investment. We decided to share our experience with you by making it available online, so you can study anytime, anywhere, and in a convenient way. Start studying right now, because it is so easy to become a sought-after professional. The main thing is the desire, and the Analytica Academy will provide you with this opportunity. Now, to get started, firstly, we publish so many materials for free several times a week. Therefore, in order not to miss the news of the materials that have been published, subscribe to our Telegram channel as found on the first link. This way you will always be in the know. Also, materials are duplicated on our social network links, and to find them you can see them on the start page of our academy found on the second link. Now, this platform on the second link, through this platform you will have access to the demo level, and in the demo mode you can see a list of courses divided into several significant areas such as Tableau, Vertica, Alteryx, and you can also learn data mining techniques. We also regularize and organize live online broadcasts such as this one for managers and analysts, where popular topics from the field of analytics are discussed. The Analytica Academy is a communication platform for professionals. Now, you might ask yourself why you should consider Tableau, and I'll give you 8 very brief but very good points. The first point is high performance. Users rate Tableau's overall performance as strong and secure, as it can handle millions of rows of data with ease. And the huge advantage of having Tableau is different types of visualizations can be created in an instance. The second reason why you should consider Tableau is it is mobile friendly. There is an accomplished mobile app available for iOS and Android, which adds mobility to Tableau users and allows them to keep statistics at their fingertips. The third reason why you should consider Tableau is its extensive customer resources, where the Tableau community is engaging and very enthusiastic. It has various comprehensive online resources, guides, training, and online forums, and you can find more about that. Tableau is also easy to upgrade, where Tableau customers are happy with using the latest release of the software because the upgrades are very easy to be carried about by a single click of a button. Also, this upgrade, they face the different challenges that these customers have been raising over the different months. So if you have a problem, you can raise it on the Tableau community website, and in a future release it will be answered using an upgrade. You can just click upgrade on your software, and as easy as that you are able to get the new software. Tableau is also low cost, where as compared to other big data counterparts such as Click and Business Objects, Tableau is relatively very low cost and very affordable for your website, or your solution. We also have quality customer service, where Tableau has a user and developer community where queries are answered quickly. So if you have any problem, just go to this Tableau developer community or the Tableau user community and post your question out there. There are thousands of users online who are already using Tableau that will be very happy to answer you. Last but not least, the ease of use of Tableau, where it is very easy to use since the simple user and a mobile friendly user interface. Also is simple to drag and drop, and very easy to learn, so you get a very quick head start. So if you want to do analytics using Tableau, you get a very quick head start. You have e-learning videos, you have a massive user community where you can ask any question, you have the customer service where if you're faced with any problem, you can simply raise it there. Now, just to introduce the topic for today, what is a Tableau design pattern? Now, a Tableau design pattern is generally a reusable solution to a commonly occurring problem within a given context in Tableau dashboard design. It is a description or template for how to solve a specific problem that can be used in many different situations. Design patterns are formalized best practices that the programmer can use to solve common problems when designing an application system. Why should you take this course? This is because, first of all, it will increase the rate at which you develop solutions, where you will have knowledge of the shelf solution forms for common problem forms. Secondly, you will have a majority of the patterns being very useful and very common, and they will help you not to reinvent the wheel. If somebody already did it somewhere else, why repeat it? Just utilize what this other person has already done, which is the essence of open source software. Thirdly, patterns improve developer communication, where pattern names form industry standard vocabulary, so you will not be surprised if somebody mentioned a pattern name somewhere who is a different Tableau developer. You will be able to understand their visualization right away. So for you to do this, you need to learn the different design patterns that are common in the Tableau community, so that if any Tableau developer announces it or talks about it, you are able to understand it. And lastly but not least, the design patterns enable large-scale reuse of design architectures, which is self-explanatory. What common scenarios can we solve with Tableau design patterns? For us to understand this question better, let us break it down into 5 smaller questions, then answer them using data. The first question that you may ask yourself is, how can we find the difference in sales or profits of different products versus a selected product? Now, for us to answer this question, we will jump directly into the data using Tableau, and I will introduce to you the comparative sales analysis. It is relatively straightforward to find the difference from average, but what if you wanted to find the difference from a selected category? First, you must isolate the sales of the selected category. Then, an exclude expression is needed to repeat that value across all the other categories. That is, it is easy to take the difference of each category's sales from the rest. Now, from the visualization that you see in front of you, for example, if you want to see how the sales of my categories compare to the sales of computer peripherals, for instance. Now, computer peripherals to computer peripherals, there will be a $0 difference, because the sales of computer peripherals will be the same in both sides of the sections. Now, computer peripherals as compared to office machines, now we find that computer peripherals have a $700,000 difference in sales as compared to office machines. Now, when you see the coloring, you see that towards the red we have the negative and towards the blue we have the positive. So this means computer peripherals made an extra $700,000 of sales as compared to office machines. But as compared to the last brand that we have, the last category that we have on the list, they made this brand made a 400,000 loss as compared to computer peripherals. Now you might ask yourself, how can I be able to do such a visualization like this? How can I be able to come to this type of understanding? Now it is very easy for you to be able to do such a visualization. Get enrolled today by going to our website address Analytica at Academia Plus, analyticaplus.ru, and you'll be able to enroll. Sorry, let me repeat that: academy.analyticaplus.ru, and sign up for the demo level and you'll be able to get started. Now I will just give a brief overview of the different steps, but for you to follow up these steps, make sure you enroll so that you're able to learn, so that you're able to open your Tableau and be able to begin. So I'll give you the first step. The first step you need to do is to isolate the cells of the category we are interested in doing comparisons on. This can be done using the if statement and a parameter to make it dynamic. So the parameter, we'll call it category. If category is equals to parameters.category, then cells 0, else then cells else 0. So as you can see here, under computer peripherals, we are taking the cells category. Now the second step we need to do is to use an LOD expression that excludes the category from grouping the sum of the selected cells with total selected cells across all rows. This will make it easy to compare the cells on each category to the selected category. The third but not least step will be, now that cells for selected categories are repeated across all other categories, we need to find the difference that can be calculated, like would be for any difference. So for this we will do the sum cells minus sum the cells of the selected category. Now we will end up with this visualization, and we will put the category on filters so that we are able to toggle between the different filters. Now as we can see, paper as compared to office machines, there is a difference of $965,000. So paper made an extra $955,000 as compared to rubber bands, which made less with $244,000. Now on to our next question. You might ask yourself, how can we compare between the actual and target sales or profits to see how different products are performing? To answer this, as usual, I will go to the data and I will come to our actual versus targets analysis. Now on this analysis, what we see is that difference in actual profit compared to target profit per state for a chain of businesses. In the top view, we can clearly see which states have exceeded the target and which states have missed the target. So you can see the minus and you can see the plus. Now some states are above the target because every product sold above target, while others are above target, because not a single product exceeded the target, or let's say a few products exceeded the target, but we can use a level of detailed expression to identify the percentage of products that are sold in that state that were above target, so that you can be able to see which products are these that were able to exceed the target and which products were not able to exceed the target. So for example, if we start in Iowa, let's click for it on it. For instance, we see that the products that exceeded the target are chamomile, Earl Grey, Darjeeling, and lemon, while the rest of the other products are below target. While we see in New York, we see these products are above target, while mint and cafe mocha only are the ones that are below target. While initially we might have expected that all products are above target, as well as for the products that are below target, let's click on Utah for example, we might expect that all products are below target, but we see no, cafe mocha and decaf espresso as well as Earl Grey are above target in this specific state, while in Missouri we see decaf Irish cream and Colombian as well as Darjeeling and green tea and Earl Grey are above target, despite the overall sales being below target. Now you might ask yourself, how can we come up with such a visualization? As I discussed earlier, please enroll in our website. You will be able to be registered on the demo level, which is free, and you can learn there Vertica, Tableau, and various other softwares, and also data mining techniques. So feel free to come through and register. Also, so for step 1, we will see what we will do. We will bring the state into rows. Secondly, we'll create a calculation that finds the difference between the actual and the target profit. Thirdly, we will calculate. I will bring this calculation into the columns and as well into the colors. The second step we need to do is, in order to count the number of products that are below target, we need to find the difference between the actual and target profit per product per state. For example, viewing the underlying data, the difference between the target profit for amaretto in Iowa is 82 minus 20, as you can see here, which is $38. Since the product is not displayed in the visualization, this requires an LOD expression that includes the product in the finding of the difference between the actual and the target of profit. So we include the product, then we find the sum of difference between actual and target profit. The third step is we need to find the difference between the between the profit and target profit, and by the level of product. A simple logic statement can be used, where we use if and only if the difference between actual and target profit is more than 0, then 1, else 0. Now the next step will be to find the percent of products that are above target by simply dividing the number of above target by the number of below target products for each state. So we'll find the sum of number of products above target over count distinct of products. The next step will be to build the visualization. Now to build this visualization, we'll bring the profit into rows, we'll bring the target profit into the detailed section, we'll right click on the vertical axis and select the reference line and add the sum of target profit per cell. Then we'll bring the difference between the actual and target profit into color, so that we get the difference in colors between the different differences between the different products. Now our last step will be to create a new dashboard that combines both, so that we're able to filter both. The second thing we'll do on this dashboard is bring the state and product sheets into the dashboard. Then we create a filter on the top visualization, and we will get this visualization. I see a comment there, somebody saying let's start from the video course where we learned about parameters and level of detail expressions. So on our YouTube channel we also have another video that shows us how to work with parameters and how to do LOD expressions. The level of detail expressions are very easy to use and very useful in slicing our data in different sections. So if you want to see this and if you want to learn more about this, please sign up on our website and you will be able to be taken across the different topics on Tableau that you can be able to learn this, how to apply the different Tableau features and how to come up with useful visualizations that are able to generate insights for customers. Now I'll proceed to the next question, where we see how can we see each region's or country's contribution of revenue to overall sales if we are using a map, for instance. Now to answer this question, I will go straight into the Tableau and click on our percent of total visualization. Now for a given market, what is each country's percent of total to global sales? You can see here, for example, in United States we get 18% contribution globally. These videos are also on our educational platform on academy.analiticaplus.ru. So if you have more interest on learning how to come up with such visualizations or how to be able to make sense of the different components of Tableau and how to use it to generate insight, how to interpret data, how to ingest different types of data, please go to academy.analiticaplus.ru and sign up for the demo level. It is free. You will be able to see different courses such as Vertica, you will see data mining techniques, and you will see Tableau, and all these are given for free. Now I will go straight ahead to the European view. If you look at the European view as compared to the whole world, now you see for example France gives 7% of sales globally, while we see Germany gives 5% of total sales globally. Now if we color the contribution percentage, we see US has the highest contributing percentage, while in EU we see right from the start that France has the highest percentage. Now how do we do this? With a simple level of detail expression, which you can find by signing up on academy.analiticaplus.ru. Just learn about level of detail expressions. We can filter on a single market and still measure on the global impact. So how can we do this? The first step would be we must create an expression that returns each country's sales divided by the sum of all countries' sales. So we will do the sum sales, that is for each country. Now the second expression will be sum sales, where we have a curly brace on top of that. The curly brace implies a fixed calculation that groups all sales in the entire data source. The fixed calculation can be evaluated before the filter on the market, which is why we are able to use data that is filtered out of the view in calculation. The second step would be to view the underlying data, where you will see this some of these cells, what it returns on the row level value as replicated across all rows. Therefore, we can be able to divide the entire sum of cells by per country with this total value of the sum of cells of this specific country. Lastly but not least, we are able to double click on the map and build the map. We can bring the percent of total into the color and label, then add market in the quick filter. So you might ask yourself, how can we jump quickly from the global view to the European view? This is by including the market in the filters. So if we click on European view in the filters, we are able to see only the European countries as compared to the global overall view. We will end up with this type of view in the long run, where we are able to see the different markets and how they compare to the global performance. You can be able to see Africa or East and Middle East Africa. Russia gives us 1% of total sales globally. Now I will go to the next question, and it says, how can we make comparisons across a range of values? For this particular demonstration, I will choose to use a very common scenario where we have the forex market. Now, in the forex market, we usually have values moving very fast. And for example, you may want to compare the daily close value of a stock to the average daily close value before a major event occurred that affected the industry in question, for instance, coronavirus. Now, on this specific visualization, we are able to see that on this specific date, the close value was $6.94, while the average close value was $6.19, which was a 12% difference. We can also see where we got the dip. The average close value in the reference period being $6.19, while the daily close value being in $3.90, which is a very good comparison if we factor in the ranges that were given by selecting the start reference date and the end reference date, and as well we're able to select the ticker. This is the different categories. Now, how can we create such a visualization? For you to get the basics of Tableau, I still encourage you to go to academy.analiticaplus.ru, and you'll be learning the basics of Tableau for free. But I will take you through the steps of this specific visualization over here. Now, step 1 will be to return the stock close value on days that are between the start date and the reference date, and return null if otherwise. So if date is greater than the start reference date and date is less than end reference date, then we take that specific value. The second step we will do is calculate the average across the range of values in each ticker. This will replace the average across all dates, so it can be used to make row level percentage calculations. So for this, we'll fix the ticker, then we'll calculate the average close value between the reference dates for this specific ticker. The third step that we will do is we will do a row level calculation that takes the percentage difference between the daily close value and the average value across the range. For this, we will do the value that we acquired on our previous step minus the average close value in the reference period divided by the average close value in the reference period. The last step we will do is build the visualization. We will bring the date into columns, and by right clicking the pill we will select exact date. We will bring the percentage difference from reference period into rows and set the mark type to area. After that we will add a quick filter which is the ticker, and we will get the difference from reference period visualization, as you can see on your screen right now. Now our fifth but not least question is, how can we perform a YTD or an MTD comparisons relatively to the previous year? For this I will also use Tableau to come up with the different answers. Now, what is YTD of this year up to the maximum date of the source? So as you can see, the difference between YTD in profit in 2014 and 13 is $40,000. We can see in 2013 versus 2014 week 10 we got a dip or a loss of $6,000. Now, for us to be able to create such a visualization, how can we be able to do this? It is very easy. I will give you steps. The first step you'll go through building the visualization is you'll bring the profit into rows. Then afterwards you will bring the year into the year in terms of the order date into the color. Thirdly, you will bring the week of the order date into the columns, and this must be discrete. So you right click and you make sure you choose the value as discrete. Fourth, you will add a quick table calculation that is running total to the profit pill. Now the second step towards building this visualization will be to control click and drag the profit pill to rows to duplicate it. So when you control and click anything and drag it anywhere, you will be able to duplicate this specific value. The next thing you will do is you will right click and edit the table calculation and add the difference from different calculation with the settings shown here. So running total, summarize value using sum, table across, difference from, order date, year of date, and previous. The last but not least step on this specific section is you'll change the mark type to area and modify the color. So area will result into this effect. The third step that you want to do is you will want to filter out the days after the August of 2013, since the maximum of the date. So first, to calculate the maximum date, we will use the LOD expression max. So max order date will give us the maximum order date, which will lead us to the next step. On the next step, we will use the previous result to return true for all days before the maximum date. So for us to do this, we will do the day of year for order date. If it's less than the day of year for maximum date, then we return a true flag. Now our last but not least step will be to return to the worksheet and simply drop period into the filter on the filters section, and we will end up with this visualization. Now, using those simple steps, you can be able to create a visualization that is able to give you a comparison between the month to date and the year to date, depending on the previous year.